everyone. Good evening. Welcome to Conversation with the Love Crusader. If you're coming across this platform for the first time, it's a platform where we talk about love, we talk about life, we talk about relationships, and we try to have fun while we do so. Welcome to all of our new subscribers. Over 50 new subscribers last week alone. So welcome to the channel. Welcome to the family. We promise to keep you engaged and learning about love, life, and relationship. And welcome also to our returning subscribers. We don't take it for granted. Remember to share, remember to tell your friends. We are live and we have a special Love Seat edition for you today. You know, our first Sunday is always our Love Seat, and today is a special one. So I'll give you a few minutes to invite your friends, to go remind those who are still at home, those who have not plugged in. Just run and tell them, yeah, it's conversation time. So come and join the conversation. Okay, I have not a very familiar couple for those who are regulars on Conversation with the Love Crusader, but at the same time, it's a special edition with them because it is their anniversary edition. See the way I'm clapping. They say I love too much. Can it ever be too much? I just love love.
Nah.
I just love love, right? Pastor say it can be too much. So here we go. On Conversation this evening, Steve and Mary Obayoje are in the studio. And last week, because today's a new week actually, so it was last week, they celebrated their 15th wedding anniversary. Whoa! Isn't that a reason to clap? That's another reason to clap. 15 years. Let's make some noise. Please make some noise about it. In this age and time, in this generation, where people only last, few months, some last 1 year, even with all of their, okay, let me not shade some people, it's not about connection, it's not about it's about commitment. So 15 years, I believe, is worth celebrating. And so join me, everyone, as we say happy anniversary to Steve and Mary Obayoje. Welcome to the studio, people.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, and happy anniversary again.
Thank you so much.
You know where I will start from before we start going into talking about lasting relationship and all. Tell us, 15 years. Short, 15 years. What's the secret? Oh, yeah. Everybody share your secret. Only one, because I know there are lots of secrets, but 15 years, what's the secret?
Ladies first. As a gentleman, I like to second my privileges to the beautiful damsel by my side. So, ladies first.
Okay. I'm not a shy lady, so I'll take that.
Yeah,
I'll go first. All right. Thank you very much, Brenda fans. Thank you for hosting us today. So our secret so far, I would say it's God. Our foundation was built on God, and that's why we're still here. So God is our major backbone in this journey so far. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I won't argue with that too. But after we'll talk about it, because there are people who would I say don't know God, and they've been able to stay very long in marriage.
Yeah, but this is our
Are you not being religious? Are you not being religious about it?
No, I'm not being religious because my understanding of what marriage is, number one, marriage was built on God. It was God that built it. The institution was founded by God itself. So the covenant is designed by God. And to understand why God or the purpose for marriage, you must know that God. So people have their different definition of marriage. So it may work for them based on their ideology. But then is it God's ideology? I think that's another conversation entirely.
With the Love Crusader.
Okay, man of God, say your own, because now that Mama has said it's God, what will man of God tell us?
All right, so since she went the spiritual, let me take the physical.
Okay.
Outside God, our secret is that two have agreed to make it work.
Yeah.
Marriage is the best thing created by God for two people who agree, two people who want to make it work, two people who are committed to seeing above the weaknesses and the issues, two people who want to focus more on the profits and the benefits, two people who want to recognize more the positives and the advantages in their differences, two people who want to make it work. So I believe that 15 years, with all the ups and downs and the blessings and the privileges we have enjoyed, it has totally been because, one, God is our center. But another important factor is that this is two people who want to make it work.
Yeah, it's like an agreement. We've decided together
to make it work.
To make it work.
Two can play the game, and these two are playing this game. That's our secret.
Someone said to me last week that one of the reasons why marriage fails is because people play games. Okay, let's go out of there, come back. Happy anniversary again.
Thank you, man.
It takes two to agree to make it work. It takes two, the commitment of the both people to say, we want this to work. And I trust God that this is 15 years. As Christ tarries, we'll celebrate 20, 25, 50 with both of you.
Amen.
In Jesus' name.
Amen.
All right, let's come to the show today. Let's do the gist. Marriage. We're celebrating with you. It's 15 years with you. But every day, people, the younger ones maybe, are beginning to see marriage as old-fashioned, as unnecessary, as not important, in fact, as a stressful way of life. So let's talk about it. Is marriage really still important? Why is marriage important? Why should we still be encouraging people to get married, especially given all that is going on in marriages and in the world today?
All right.
Yeah.
Hello.
Are you there? I'm here. Are you here?
Okay. So why is marriage important?
Yes.
First of all, I would say that with the trend everywhere around the world where young people are beginning to, speak evil, reduce the value, don't see the picture anymore. More of it is born out of the failure of those of us that are already married. The picture of what we have painted called marriage. And I put it this way, to every good intention of God, the devil produces counterfeit.
Yeah.
And that there are counterfeit does not necessarily mean there are no more originals. So no matter the form of union that exists anywhere, the form of partnership, we now hear of partners, people who are not married, but they are together. All of these are the counterfeit edition of God's original picture of what marriage should be.
Yeah.
I can understand with your experiences and your parents' experiences and the experiences in the society of what made it fail, but rather than take the counterfeit step, why won't we just invest in making something work? Because God's original plan and God's intention was for marriage, love to be consummated in the atmosphere of a home. God had a plan, and that plan has not changed to tomorrow. God has a great intention, and you can only feel total fulfillment. Everything you need as a man and a woman is totally available in the place of marriage.
Wow. Okay. Everything we need is in marriage. Hey, is it the same marriage or another one?
The same one,
somebody
all of us
must be
are talking
asking the
about.
question somewhere and saying, this man of God, you don't know what you are talking about. Too. Because, yes, truthfully, there are some really, really horrible experience. And I like that. One thing I like about you, when I get Steve and Mary on this stage, I get very practical, down to earth tips. There's no painting around it. And I love that, The truth is that one of the major reasons why marriage is no longer, catching, fascinating, encouraging to our younger ones is because some of us have failed in the example that we are showing. They've grown up in homes where they've seen daddy maltreat mommy, mommy maltreat daddy, and they've seen their parents go through pains, maybe fight together, fight themselves. Even the ones who are not fighting openly are fighting secretly, or the home where the woman is just, let me stay for the children, all those kind of things we used to hear in those days. So they manage through, they suffer through, they go through abuse, they go through, all of the nonsenses we hear today.
Absolutely.
And so a lot of them are feeling like, what's the point? This thing doesn't make sense. But I like that we've acknowledged that.
Yes, that's the reality on ground, Mama.
Foundation
you know what? It's not just happening to marriage. Viewers, if you're there, it's happening to almost all institutions. It's happening to the church. The younger generation is now questioning the church and wondering the fabrics of what Christianity is being questioned. Why? Experiences from the fathers and the challenges of what they can see. They are questioning education. I don't know about where you are, but over here in Africa right now, they ask, whose school help? Why do I have to go to school? What's the essence? This person didn't go to school. He succeeded in life. The crave is all about money, about fame, and we are losing the original fabric of society, what made us human, what made us sane. And that's why right now a man is trying to marry a man, a woman is trying to marry a woman, somebody is sleeping with a dog. There is just this satisfaction that we are looking for outside of what God have created. Because for those of us that are in what God have created, we have failed to show people the beauty of it.
Blast from the past, right? The mistakes of the past.
Pastor,
is affecting the next generation.
You have pieces the table. The table is not remaining again. Hey, Jesus.
I'm sorry.
God have mercy on us.
Amen. Amen.
You have just broken the table. Oh. But it's the truth. It's bitter.
Yeah.
It's not nice sounding to our ears, but it's the truth. The truth is many of us have failed in the ways we are bringing up our children, in the morals, in the values that we teach. The society no longer value, that. In fact, the example you've given about education,
Yes.
People no longer value that person that is making it right at school. Someone has the first class, it's no longer a big deal. Those who are maybe chasing all the social media and all of that, people are making it on all of those and doing all of those rather than even going to school. So there's a whole lot. There's a whole lot. But we're not going to say no more education. Oluwatoyin Ologbon, thank you so much. Congratulations, my brother and sister. More honey of Christ in your home. Someone is a congratulatory message on your anniversary. Yeah. So, but marriage. Let's come back to it. Marriage is still important. Why? I know man of God has said, well, this was God's original intention, and it's the original. And whatever we try to create that is not the original is a counterfeit. So, why else? Why marriage?
Go ahead.
All right. So I would like to just track back from the beginning. And God made man, that was Adam, was in the garden tending to all that God had created. At a point, God looked at him and said, it's not good for a man to be alone. And God made a helpmeet for him. So that's Eve. And that's the first place we can see the union of a man and a woman, the coming together of a man and a woman. So from that perspective, you can see that one of the reasons for marriage is to have a companion. So companionship is one of the major reasons why we get married. Now, you may have friends. But there's a difference between the friends and the person you are married to. Now, for marriage is the thing of covenant. You're covenanted to this person. So in the space of marriage, you cannot say this person is my friend today and tomorrow you just want to turn the other side. You're now the one trying to destroy same person. No, so as a companion, this person is always with you, believe in you, encourage you, listen to you. So many things a companion should be. Yeah. So from that perspective, you can see that God's design is not for you to mingle with not just to mingle with every other person, but you should have somebody you can be intimate with, a soulmate, like discuss the secret of every secret, somebody you can talk with, play with. That's companionship. So I believe for anyone who is desiring to be married, you should be ready for somebody to go through life journey with as a companion. So that, I don't know if you're trying to companionship if I say something else, but companionship is one of the fundamental purpose of marriage, really.
Yeah, so before somebody quickly says, oh, all you are saying, Pastor Mary, I have it in my relationship. I have a partner. We're not married.
That's what I was going to say. We're not married.
All right. So I already knew someone was going to get there.
Yeah.
And maybe there's someone who has said, I used to be married and now I'm no more married and I'm enjoying life better with this partner with no serious commitment. Let me just put it to you. Marriage as designed by God is supposed to fulfill three things. One, is supposed to minister to the body. Two, is supposed to be a soul connection. But only godly marriages can give you the number three, which is critical, which is the spirit. So man is a tripartite being. And God's intention of marriage is to mirror his relationship with man, which connects to both the body, the soul, and the spirit. So yes, you can get a body connection anywhere. You can get a booty night anywhere. You can sleep with a whore. You can get sex anywhere. So we're not talking about sex. It's part of marriage, but well, in this time and age, it's anywhere, everywhere. And that's sex. That's not even lovemaking. That's not the discussion today. So that's the body, but there is the soul connection, a soulmate that you only get in the covenant of marriage. In that agreement, in that covenant, you get that. And the best part is the connection with the spirit, which is fulfilling God's original intention. You can't have that with a partner. You can only have that with a wife, like my wife, you know. God bless you.
Oh my goodness, man of God. Okay, let me ask the question. I know some people are thinking in their head because so you're talking about soul connection now. You're talking about spiritual connection. Someone is saying, I was married. I thought this was my soulmate. I thought I was connected to this person in all of these ways that you're talking about. But now we are no longer together. You know, what can I do? Because are we saying this person cannot find another soulmate, or they are connected to one soul and is one soul for life? You know, some people even argue that there's nothing like a soulmate. Like there's not that one person that is created for everyone.
Yeah, I don't belong to the school of thought that says, oh, there's this one specific person in the whole of this world that was created and only that person can fit you. I really don't agree with that, because after the Garden of Eden, after sin has been introduced, if we go back to the original manuscript, you will notice that Adam didn't choose a wife. God chose for Adam. And, you know, we may not have the time to talk about the challenges in marriage. It begins even from the upbringing, the value system, your understanding of marriage, your choice and selections, and so many things. And that the person was very perfect doesn't mean challenges will not come. The reason why you're not in that marriage right now is because two people didn't agree to make it work. And that's where the enemy comes in. If you notice in the Garden of Eden, the enemy didn't come to have a conversation with Adam and Eve. He chose to separate one and say something different to one to divide the agreement and bring in selfishness. The Bible said when the woman saw that the fruit was good to eat and was this and was that and was that, she didn't ask her husband if it was okay by him. She made a personal decision to eat the fruit and provided, and he followed suit. Once selfishness is introduced into the marriage, it begins to die. But if two will agree, there is nothing your marriage can go through. There is nothing. There is nothing. Is there a sin that God can't really forgive? Is there an error that God will not forgive you? And if you are like God, and if you are willing, scripture always says, if you are willing and obedient. So marriage is failed when one partner is not willing anymore, when one partner is not obedient anymore. It was beautiful before. It can always be restored. Two of you can fix this thing with God's help.
Oh, wow. Good. So if it's no longer fixable and I have to move to someone else, can that someone else be my soulmate? That's my question. Can they still find that kind of connection with another person?
The truth is, the issue of soulmate, I believe there are times we leave things to assumption. Like you said, the person you say, I thought I was with my soulmate. You can move into another one and you still think you are with your soulmate. So that's why the foundation must be born from the place of prayer. God. You have to settle things with God first. If not, you'll keep moving and moving, thinking this is your soulmate, that is your soulmate. It's possible the one you're about to leave is actually your soulmate, but because one of you is not just ready to submit or bend to certain things
at that time.
So it's not about moving from this to this in search of soulmate. You will just keep searching and you will search in vain. That's the truth. Okay. So take a chill pill, pray about these things, get mentors, get counselors. Like Mendel Fences, our coach here is one of those great counselors. Thank God for you, Mama. So there are things, you need somebody who has that superior intelligence on things like this to sit with you and talk with both parties. It's not just to search.
Especially a spiritual intelligence.
Yeah.
Now, if you agree that marriage was instituted by God and is of God, then you need to get God involved in those decisions.
Sure.
Hear me? Most times we're searching for soulmates based on what we want. God is not necessarily committed to give us what we want in a soulmate. God is going to give us what we need. And sometimes we are resisting what we need because of what we want. We don't want to change. We want someone who fits into our culture, who fits into our definition of a spouse. And the person God is giving you is requiring that you change. You know, many times we're asking God to change situations. And one of the ways God answers us is that he changes us.
So instead of going around seeking for soulmate, a perfect match, seek God first. Seek God first.
And if you and God made that choice, you and God can go all the way.
Yeah.
All the way. It doesn't mean there will not be challenges, but with you, God, and your spouse, oh Lord, nothing stops you. No hurdle you can't go through.
Yeah.
Fantastic. 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 Fantastic, fantastic. We can hear it. So you all who are out there saying, oh, marriage is not important. There's a lot that you can benefit by getting married. In fact, going out of the spiritual sense, there is the financial stability that comes with two people.
Yeah. Financial security, right?
Yes, go on, Mama. I see you are ready to say it. Tell me.
No, the truth is that there are so many benefits. There are times we may not even be able to list it all because every marriage is unique to those people there. But I believe most of the things we always discuss here is just the basic, and that's maybe it's generic. But then there are too many to count. Like one of the greatest purpose of marriage is assignment. That's marriage is
purpose.
It's God's instrument of fulfilling his purpose here on earth.
Yes.
Now, look at, I will just call one or two couples, the Willows. I don't know if you know them.
Yeah.
You will see that there are two people that they must marry to get married to each other. Why? Their assignment, their life assignment just aligns. Look at the Bamiloyes, not just Mike Bamiloye and the wife. Look at their children too.
The generations. It's now becoming a generational purposeful thing. Go on, tell me.
Generational purpose. Yeah. No, like recently I just discovered that there are different kind of marriages. We have the hybrid.
What's that?
The pure breed and the mixed breed. I will try and explain.
Break it down,
they keep box my brain when I
break it down. Tell me, I beg.
No, the pure breed. I'll just take it from the scriptural perspective.
I'm right.
We have yes. Okay, Mary, if you check the lineage of Mary, she came from Aaron. Right? Then if you go to Joseph came from where? David's line. The line of kings. Now you will see that in scripture, back there you see Levites marry Levite. That's pure breed. They are marrying their kind. But in the issue of Mary and Joseph, is a hybrid. They needed to produce something higher.
Yeah. Aaron priest, David king. I get you. Go on.
So
that is revelation. I caught that revelation. Oh my God.
So that's why they just give birth to Jesus. You get hybrid. Now you see that class called mixed breed. Anything goes. They don't like attempt. It's just a group of people without purpose. They just know we should get married. Everybody's married. And
married by flesh.
By flesh.
I have erection, so I get married.
So we need to be deliberate to choose where pure breed is good, hybrid is the best. But don't settle for less because of the assignment God has given you. So if you are single, you don't know your assignment, my dear.
Marriage is not yours.
Go
find the assignment before you find a spouse.
Yeah.
That's one critical thing that is missing in several marriages. God did not give Adam a wife on the day he was created.
Yeah.
And you know that the Adam was never born a baby, was born a man. He was a man child already. But he didn't need every animal came two. For Adam needed to find purpose first before he find woman.
Yeah.
And so many people are already with a woman before they start finding purpose. Conflict have started. So you have married someone who doesn't fit to your assignment, who has no future. There is no I don't know how to explain it. Let me add a voice.
And then when things begin to happen, you say she changed on me or he changed on me. The truth is that that's not where you told them you were going in the first place. You yourself, you are just discovering yourself in the middle of it. And this person has to now adjust to you, adjust to what you are discovering. And oh my God. People are just, you are releasing Rema to me this evening. Find your purpose.
Love to say that. I'll throw one critical point for marriage. And please, in case any other point doesn't work for you, the reason of the purpose of marriage is for the procreation of a generation that fears God. A godly generation. The world is getting so godless because we are failing faith in marrying a godly spouse. We take God away from the equation of selecting a spouse and then blame God for what we see in the marriage and give back to children who become godless, who are born in no structured home. In short, even the white man who doesn't know God says that parents or children who develop in the original structure of marriage, where the father is available, the mother is available, they are 90% more to make it in life and become more responsible. So if science can say that, they even added that those who are born in traditional Orthodox Christian homes, so even them recognize the place of God in forming a generation to come. That lady you want to get married to, does she look like the daughter you want to have? The man you want to marry, does that look like the son you want to have? You are not supposed to make this decision for your selfish desires only. You must think of tomorrow in deciding who your spouse is. And if the decision is right in the first place, then the grace to sustain will be available.
Hey, should I rewind? You know, when I was researching this topic, I thought it was for married people. But now I think the singles know that we are talking to them. Because some are already married, there's nothing they can do about the fact that, they're already in it. They've already made that mistake. Maybe they started on a faulty foundation. If you've missed our other videos, go and watch our conversation on faulty foundation. We really dealt with it the whole of January and how to correct them, But if you have not already made the mistake, blessed are thou. That's the only word I can use because you're hearing this today. Find your purpose before you find a spouse. Because it is now then easy to find someone that is going your way, that has the same purpose, that has the same vision, that can enable you, help you, encourage you to fulfill your purpose. I don't know whether I should close here. I don't know whether I should close here. Someone says marriage overrated. Is marriage overrated? I don't believe marriage is overrated. Marriage in its original form and in the form that, God has designed it to be, and in the form that we follow, not in the form of our flesh and in the form of the ones we are creating. The counterfeit, like Pastor Steve said, I'm not the one that said it. It's Pastor Steve that said it, that we are creating counterfeit of God's original. Those counterfeits are the ones that people come out to say marriage are overrated. I was reading, and I'm going to quote, I'm not quoting the person's name, but I was reading a psychologist blog, and she was interviewing people who had married for so long. This couple had been married for 53 years. And she asked them, why marriage? As far as they are concerned, what is the reason for marriage? She said, the woman majorly, as far as she's concerned, she got a strong social support from marriage. She had a better framework for raising her children. So we're not talking Bible, we're talking someone's experience. 53 years of marriage. She said she had a better framework for raising her children. She had a sense of belonging within a partnership. She had better health outcome. She had legal protection because she knew she and this person were legally binded. She said they had more financial security. Together they could access loans, mortgages. These are even physical things that somebody is counting as benefit. And that for her, the woman was saying, marriage is the ultimate commitment.
Yeah.
It's the ultimate commitment. So I can say, I love you, you love me. I love you, you love me. We're dating, but we have not shown the ultimate commitment until we marry.
So many questions. So someone is sending a question.
If the person
I love Crusader, let me ask you.
All right, answer. Help me.
You want us to answer?
Yes, please. Help me.
It's not a grant for marriage. It's a grant for adjustment.
Okay.
For divorce, right? It's not a grant for divorce. It's a revelation of your new assignment.
Yeah.
So there's an upgrade in your assignment. So it means that whatever God has given you to do, that you have now partnered in quote with the wrong person, your assignment has now doubled. So the first assignment is to upgrade the person you have so that the person can fit into your assignment. Everybody's upgradable, my dear. Divorce is not the option.
Yeah. We can adjust. We cannot adjust.
Hey, can everyone adjust? Because the other person,
everybody is adjustable.
You can choose to be flexible.
Person is a full-fledged adult. Are we sure they want to adjust? Because
the question is, Love Crusader, the question is, do they want to? Are they willing to?
Agreement.
And that's why I said one of the key factors for a successful marriage is that agreement. And then if you cannot paint that picture, this is the places where things like prayers comes in. Because ultimately, if you had married a son of God, then God can talk to his son.
Mm-hmm. So we all can adjust. I think we can decide to. we can decide to change. Because marriage is not so static. As you advance in marriage, in 5 years, 10 years, you see that there are several changes. You need to update your software. If not, that marriage will go still.
Yeah.
Not minus religion, right? Because you see couples that just suddenly wake up, I want adventure, like I'm bored. Like you'll be married 4 or 5 years and suddenly you just woke up one morning and you're bored. You want adventure. So it's important we upgrade. We are ready to learn. We are ready to unlearn. So it's important you come to that place where you have a kind of heart-to-heart conversation with your spouse and say, okay, we are just moving without a destination in this marriage.
What can we do to spice it up? What can we?
Let's find purpose together. Okay, let's do this together. So it's something you both can, have a conversation and agree and become.
There's a challenge with this upgrade. I think I've looked for some trouble. There's another question. If all efforts to upgrade fail, what's the alternative?
Well, I think we should not just go all negative.
Thank you.
Like on a scale of 1 to 10, there are those who will talk, who will, do some of these things and make it work. So if you go into conversation with a wrong mindset already, you may not get it right. So don't go negative. Like I said earlier, there are certain conversations you may need counselors, godly counselors. Godly counselors to guide you through some of this conversation. So be positive, and with God, all things are possible.
I agree. With God, all things are possible, but with man, it is not possible sometimes. I'm going to be playing this.
Man needs to agree with God too.
That's what we're saying.
The challenge is not with God. The challenge is with man. So that's why I said both of them must agree. God needs you to agree. God will not force agreement on you.
Bam. So the challenge in most of this, and I hear you, I agree with you, and we're not talking in terms of those who have not entered now. Remember, I've said it, if you have not entered, you are blessed that you are listening, that you are hearing this now. Go and read and just check yourself. Have I found my purpose? What do I want to do? We always say it on this platform. Discover yourself. Who am I? Then you cannot say this is the person that fits me. This is the person that I can travel with. It's something that a lot of people did not do before they got into marriage. And we see it as one of the faulty foundation, one of the issue that we get from the onset. In some situations, 10 years into the marriage, someone is like, it looks like someone is shifting the post because this person is growing. This person is now this person have now discovered their real self. And their real self is different from who their partner saw.
You married.
Who they once were.
So another person don't come again. What if the upgrade is not working? This upgrade, we must upgrade it in Jesus' name. It has to work. Anyways, so like I was saying, in that middle now, that's where the challenges begin to rise. This person is beginning to see a different person of, this is not who I married from the onset. But it's not this person that has changed. It is you who is now coming out to be the real you. The one who is discovering yourself, the one who is now growing, is not knowing your purpose. But this person was not sold that vision from the onset. So I think the beginning is resell the vision, rediscover yourselves. Rediscover yourselves in it. Ask yourselves the question. That's why communication must always be open. We must always have that open communication. Where are we in this relationship? And another challenge with the upgrade is when one is growing and the other is not.
I was going to go there.
Oh yeah, tell me.
Because truly, that's the truth. With certain marriage, you'll see that some are just relaxed, the other partner is growing, but we should realize that in marriage too, we should be patient with one another. We have like when, if you're a teacher now with students in class, you see some are fast learners, some are just moving, while others you must patiently communicate. Don't assume they know. And so if your partner is the kind of slow learner, your own growth is, you can assist him in catching up. Yes, every support you need. For example, now many times we use the example of maybe workout. We feel our spouse is adding weight, having health issues. If you go out, go to the gym, register the spouse, or buy the canvas and say, okay, let's jog together. That's where you are giving support to help the person get to the level where you want. Do you understand? So growth is important. It's important that both parties grow at the same time. But understand that one person may grow faster than the other. And in marriage, where there is love, mutual respect, understanding, it is expected that you try to be patient too. Don't want it sharp. Now. It's not always like that. So be patient.
This growth talk is very important in
Very
marriage,
key.
because where we were 15 years ago
Sincerely,
is not where we are today.
especially me.
What I was looking for 15 years ago, my taste has even adjusted.
Upgrade.
Yes.
What didn't matter to me then matters to me now. So as I grow to become a man, my view of life and perspective also change and adjust. So one of the things you want to ever get married to, the blessings of God in making that choice, are two people that are adjustable.
Yes.
Flexible. We have come to the
Flexibility.
lasting marriage now. We have come to what makes a marriage last. Thank you. One,
Flexibility.
flexibility.
Don't marry Rock of Ages
I
Claire
was
for
going to
me.
say ancient of days that is not
As
ready.
old as you are, you will never change.
Ancient of days that is not ready to be relevant in these days. Like,
Don't
Only Jesus is the rock of ages. We don't need any other
don't
person to
compete
be.
with Jesus. Leave it alone for Jesus.
Oh my goodness.
So yes, to the issue of sustaining marriage, grow together.
grow
Together.
Grow
I
together.
share a little of our gist. Today, my wife preached in public, and every time my in-laws see my wife doing those public stuff, my mother-in-law say, "This is not the daughter I gave birth to." Then she ends telling me, "Steve, thank you for this influence.
You've rubbed on.
It's a positive influence. You've rubbed up on my daughter." Now, people of God, we made up our mind. We grew together. Where we met ourselves educationally, we told ourselves that's not good enough.
We went to school
You
together.
can't be my wife with a BSc. That's my dream is bigger than that. So I knew where I was going. She knew where she was going. We went to school together. I was going to Bible school. I went to Bible school with my wife. Everything we did, we grew together. Today, we talk almost the same way. We act almost the same way. You meet us in counseling at different times. We almost tell you the same thing. Why? We were built, we have become formed together. And that's God's idea of marriage. Our children will pick that, and by the grace of God, will even do better in their own marriage. And then we continue to procreate a godly generation who loves God, who loves marriage.
Yes.
A family that is sweet. A family that is a family, the family, not a military zone, sir. Can I beg you? Let's
make it a home.
Make it a home, not a barrack where you are feared.
I think
a woman feared you, not love.
Another challenge with growth, which I would like us to also highlight, is the fact that some people don't expect it. So
yes,
you say, hey, you are changing. You have changed.
Yeah, it comes
this
sudden.
not
Yes.
This is the wife this not the wife I married. This not the husband I married. You should expect change. You should expect that. You can't. I got married at 22, for God's sake. I'm almost 50. So do you expect the 22 years old me to still be the same with the 50 years old me? In what world would that be? In what world would that be real? In what world would that be real? So if you're always telling your partner, you have changed, then it means you are not expecting change. But we are supposed to expect change in our relationship and change together. I like all your examples. Doing those things together. Okay, there's another question here. Today. Let's define this patience. How many years? 70 times 7. Come on, yeah? 70 times 70. Just
now,
okay. Me too, I want the definition. You could help us.
Sincerely, like we said, we are talking to married people. But if also talking to singles, many of these traits we complain about in marriage
showed up in
showed
relationship.
up while we are dating these people. We will see that this person does not take up to challenge or is laid back. So those traits are always there. So if at that point you chose to be patient and you ignored, please.
I married the person.
Continue to ignore.
Love
what you marry and marry what you love. I like that phrase.
That's my favorite counseling tip. I tell people, if you're already married,
love what you marry.
Love what you marry.
You cannot run out of patience.
Make it work. How long? How many years is patience? Is forever. Marriage is forever.
That's the goal.
So if you have to be patient forever, we just keep increasing your tank of patience. Love what you marry, and then please marry what you love.
For singles listening,
there is no timeline for patience. And please, if you're listening to us, remember that the foundation of our conversation is that it takes two. It takes two. And it is my prayer that whoever we are, we can all agree, both parties agree to make it work.
Yeah.
To see the places where these upgrades can be done. To take initiative. You are here, your spouse is complaining about one thing. At some point in our marriage and relationship, every time my wife had to talk to me in a way I didn't like was because of a specific thing I was doing. And then she kept talking about it for years. And one day I asked myself, is something wrong with you? Do not they change?
Won't you change?
Sometimes I'll be angry how she said it. I'll be complaining, why did she say it? And she shouldn't have said it like this.
Rather than face the real issue. Exactly.
Excuse, rather than face the truth, you are trying to gaslight somebody.
Yes.
It's not how they are saying it. It's what you did, Oga. And if you stop doing what you used to do, they will stop talking to you the way they used to talk to you. So stop.
So on the issue of
vernacular language, I said the church have closed. Let's go on.
Okay, on the issue of patience, right? Like if you come to our counseling class, one of the things I tell you to do is go back and read about the fruit of the Spirit, because it's a marriage. You need to. In fact, I think that fruit of the Spirit was written first and foremost for marriage. Because you cannot wake up one day and say, I ran out of love. I ran out of joy. I ran out of patience. No, it's a lighter commitment. So please go back, read about the fruit of the Spirit, and say, Father, help me.
I need help.
I need the fruit of the Spirit.
I need it.
I need to wake it.
And my partner needs help.
Yes, sir.
Lord, before I grow mad, this man, touch him quickly. And God answers such honest prayers. There is nobody that is not fixable by God.
Yeah.
Nobody.
The hearts of kings are in his hands. So it's possible.
Oh my goodness. What a conversation that we are having this evening. What a conversation. Someone has said you will lose count. So keep being patient. My best friend of over 30-something years.
Wow.
You know when girls talk, we gist. Then she will talk about her husband. I'll talk about my husband. I'll talk about our children. We'll talk about life. And then at the end of the conversation, she will always say it in vernacular. Say hakuri.
Gaskiya.
In Hausa, that is in Hausa language. She will always say, say hakuri. That is just patience. Just patience. So every time I know I have a conversation with her, I know we're going to end with just patience. How do we have patience with people at work? I don't know of you people. As a HR person, I deal with a lot of people, difficult cases. And I always ask myself, how do I have the patience to deal with these people at work where I don't have that patience when I come home? It's almost
now I can answer it very simple. Very simple. I talked about it in church. It's not the patience that's the problem, it's the value system.
Tell me
how you value the person.
Now, the way you value, I give this illustration. I shared it in church. A man beat up his wife so terribly, and then they were trying to settle or judge the matter. He was explaining why everybody was talking, and a young man asked him. He said, "The woman is stubborn. The woman is misbehaving." So a young man asked the elderly person who was fighting and said, sorry, do you have a phone? And he said, yes. He said, does your phone misbehave sometimes?
Glitch.
Do you have glitches? Sometimes you want to make call, network didn't call. Sometimes you want to do this, it didn't work. Say yes. He said, so what did you do? Did you break the phone? He said, can I break my phone? Do you know how much it is? He said, do you have a car? Have you been driving and the car refused to go? Did you burn it? Did you break it? Did you destroy? Didn't you spend money to fix the car again?
Mm-hmm.
And the man was saying, young boy, what are you talking about? He said, sir, if you do all of that, you do them because of the value of what you place to those material things. And the only reason you beat your wife is that there is no value.
My God.
I will never forget that lesson in my life.
My God.
So because of salary, we take shit at work that we will not take at home from somebody. Shouldn't your marriage be more valuable than that office? Because of a salary, you can choose to be a cleaner, a man, African man in UK, is washing toilets to collect pounds. But when he comes home, he will not lift up a finger to do anything. The woman needs to be a slave. Because you put more value in these things that God have told us. You are a stranger. You came with nothing. You will live with nothing. You will live with nothing. So it is all about your threshold of patience that is trying to run out is actually a sign that you are losing the value for that relationship. Because if you value it, you will refill your tank of patience and resume work the next morning. Sure. No matter what they have said to you, when you remember the bills, you will go to work the next morning. Sure. So please go to bed that night, wake up the next morning and saying, this marriage must work. Okay? Like I tell my wife, we die here. We are going nowhere. I'm going nowhere. We will make it work.
I don't know whether pastor is trying to indict me because I was using myself for example before. Now, man of God is trying to indict me. Oh, Lord.
I'm sorry.
Oh, Lord, help me. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Somebody use our local balance was saying as see finish. We are seeing ourselves, so no value. And it's
no
true.
Value.
It's true. If we value ourselves, we'll do whatever it takes to keep us.
Whatever it takes.
Whatever it is, you have been doing that woman likes, that keeps her happy, that makes her want to run home to you. You keep doing it. Whatever you know that you have been doing that keeps that man happy, that makes him want to run home to you. You keep doing it. Don't do it and stop. Don't do it and stop. If you can you run if you want to run mad? Is life not hard enough? The truth is, one thing, as much as I am one person who believes that they die put, forget that man of God was just saying we die here. They die put. Oh. If it's something that is going to, it has to be something that is, kicking against your health or, it's a challenge against your life and all of that. But
the truth is, you must have exhausted all that things.
Exactly. It's fixable. You must be able to prove and tell yourself, I have done all that is doable.
Sure.
So before you think of running, before you think of throwing the relationship away, before you think of throwing the water and the bad water and the baby, ask yourself, have I done all that I can do? Because when you step out, there'll be moments of regret.
Sure.
Because whether you like it or not, that person you want to run away from, they're not 100% bad.
Of course.
There will be a day, and I'll quickly give you this story. I know my time is almost up. That's why I always tell them, time is running when we have fun here. There was a lady who separated. They had not divorced, luckily, from her husband, and they were living separate. And then this lady said, just the first house she got on her own, she was now moving properties, carrying things, arranging things. That was when she understood that she was deficient in interior decoration. Her mind now went back to their former house. It dawned on her that the colors, the cushion, the arrangement, the beauty of that house was her husband. She said she sat down that day, she was like, hey, God, where do I start? Even if I go to Pinterest, even if I go to, YouTube, should I go? Where do I start learning? That was a point where she remembered one good thing about that man.
Yeah.
This is the reason why it's very, very important for you to be able to convince yourself that you've done all that is doable. If not, when you get to that point where you now remember, you say, hey, maybe regret will set in. Maybe I should have stayed. Maybe I should have tried. Maybe I should have done this. Maybe I should have looked for a counselor. Maybe I should have.
There must be notable effort. Notable effort.
To avoid the maybes, before you decide to run and say you've run out of patience, ensure that you've done all. Because even the Bible says, having done all, you do what? You stand. You stand. There's nothing else to do again. Just stand and leave it to God. So we are not saying die there, but we're at the same time saying marriage is still beautiful. That is just the essence of the whole topic today, in celebrating Steve and Mary's 15 years of marriage. We want you to know that there are those who are still doing it, and that marriage is still working. They are not just enduring it, they are enjoying it. They are growing together. They are learning together. They are making mistakes together, correcting themselves together, and learning from their mistakes. Yes, we should not expect that there will be no mistakes. What is a problem is when you keep repeating the same thing. And you heard it from Pastor Steve today. Change. Don't keep repeating the same thing, because at that point, it's no longer a mistake, man. It's no longer a mistake. Don't keep repeating it and apologizing and repeating it and apologizing. At that point, you are not taking your partner for granted.
Absolutely.
And that's a different topic entirely. But if you make a mistake, work on the mistake together, grow together, learn together. If you find out that your purposes are no longer aligning, have a conversation. What's our purpose? Let's realign the purpose. What needs to be done? There is room for compromise. How can I compromise? Okay, what do I need to take off? What do I need to bring in? So that we can still continue to be on this forever journey. Marriage is beautiful. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Marriage is still beautiful. It's not overrated. It is still worth it. I know that for a lot of us, and I'm going to talk to our sisters, for a lot of us sisters who feel like, oh, now I make my own money, I can make my own decision, I can be an independent woman. What do I need a man for? Blah, blah, blah. Why do I need to go and be subservient under a man? In the name of marriage, marry a partner, not a master. There are men who think that marriage is a master. So if you're that kind of woman, that kind of ideology, don't go and marry a man who thinks that he needs to be your master. There will be problem. If you are not married yet, please, please, please don't make the mistake of marrying someone that does not align with your purpose. Remember,
your value system.
Value system, the one that agrees with your value system. Who are you as a person? What is it that you want to achieve in life? Where do you want to go? How do you want to go there? Marry someone that will go with you all the way. Okay, they've done what they know how to do best in Nigeria. You can see that our screen has gone off. Anyways, it's the end of the show. Thank you, everyone.
On behalf of Tinubu, we'd like to apologize. Nigeria will get better. For joining the conversation today. Thank you so much. The next best thing you can do is to share this to your friends. You could be saving someone's relationship. You could be saving that brother or that sister who's about to make a mistake by sharing this to them. And if you've not subscribed to our channel, please subscribe so that you know when we are live and you will not miss editions like this. Again, happy anniversary to you, Steve and Mary. Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming to share your nuggets with us. Thank you for just being you, and for allowing God's purpose to be fulfilled through you. We pray that God will continue to strengthen you. We love you all. We'll see you next week with another fantastic edition. Go watch all of our shows on YouTube and see you again. Until then, have a love-filled week, everyone. Thank you for watching today's video. We appreciate you. Kindly remember to subscribe and share so you can get notification every time we post new videos. Our promise is to ensure that you flourish in love, in life, and in your relationships. See you next week.